All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. America's lack of impulse control, impulsive America culture, impulsive American culture. How about that? I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago, and just talking about how you notice how, to me, I look at things like big picture, and our culture was made for years to be impulsive. That's why we cater to children because a lot of parents nowadays don't have the intestinal fortitude to tell a kid no. And when I was a kid, you know, and everybody else who was a kid, you remember when something come on TV, can I have that? I want that. Oh, can we have that cereal? Oh, I want that new toy. Oh, I want it. My parents would get upset at me asking for every damn thing, and every now and then they cave, right? My grandparents, on the other hand, give me that look like, you know what? Sit your ass down and cut off that TV. Go read a book. Because wanting everything was immature and impulsive. I say that because of this. Our culture doesn't is so impulsive it doesn't think long term. Because there comes a point where you have to say to yourself, man, well, how does this end? And a lot of us don't do that. Like we have a lot of people that we know who, oh, I want this, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I want to do that, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I want to do that, I'm gonna do it. Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Party, turn up, turn up, turn up. And then a quarter of your life go by, and you be like, oh, how come? How come I'm not where I want to be in life? Well, nothing happens, nothing substantial happens overnight. And there was a quote about you have two wolves inside you, one good, one evil. As the grandfather said to a grandson. And the wolves are at war. And the kid said, which one is going to win? Which one wins if they're fighting inside of me? The grandfather said, the one you feed. So we feed our impulsive culture more than our delayed gratification or substantial substance culture. Because a lot of the things I even see in the world today don't fucking make sense because people are just Google, just bug eyed for some shit. Like, we got cars coming out every fucking 3, 4 months, right? It's the new car. Oh, I gotta get the new. Look, man, let me explain something to you. That motherfucker got the same engine as the car that came out 4 years ago. Same transmission, same fucking brakes, same fucking tires. They changed the headlights and the tail lights and maybe shaved the metal a little differently. Like, and guess what? 3 months from that, you'll have another new one that look just like the old one that you thought was new. But we just gung ho going for shit. But that's a problem because what happens to our parenting when impulsive children become impulsive adults who become impulsive parents who raise impulsive kids? So ultimately, what happens to the family legacy? Because if you're so busy being impulsive, you're really not looking out for your future interests. If you're not looking out for your future interests, you're not looking out for your kids' future interests. You're not looking out for your grandkids' future interests. Um, Part of the reason why marriage is on a decline because everybody is so selfish and impulsive, It's not what being accountable or obligated to somebody is a problem because it doesn't fit impulse. Same thing I think with the with homosexuality, the way it's being promoted. It's just sex. I mean, you're different because of your sexual impulses. But and even with that, I think that's more of a that's part of the reason why you see the decline in birth rates between in white America because white America has been dealing and dabbling in homosexuality for centuries. So has it ever considered the fact that maybe their birth rates are lower because they're homosexual? Like it ain't just like a low sperm count. That part of it, or low eggs, or it ain't or karma. It's also you know that, but it's an impulse. But what I mean, all these impulses come to uh, come to an end because whether you like to admit it or not, my old football coach used to always tell me, you always everybody's got to pay the piper. But if you feeding your impulses, you just delaying the time that you have to pay the piper, and nothing's worse than um, making it all making reality hit you at an age where you can't fix it. What I mean by that is, if you're in your 20s and your 30s, 40s, a lot of times you can fix it or you can get it right. So you could just, you know, um, walk out into the sunset, ride into the sunset. But if you just started 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you just about to start, it's not going to be pretty because you spent all your time turning up. And that turn up season is over. And you look like an idiot, you know. And a lot of times that's what happens in life. Like you got the people who when they're in high school, their impulses tell them they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that, so they don't go to school. Then they can't go to college. Then they don't go to college. They didn't go finish high school, or they finished high school, didn't go to college, or did go to college and dropped out, or I just want to be me and do me, and I want to live the dream, but never put in any kind of work. So now that they out like lost in the world because they lived on their impulses, but their impulses never uh, gained them any returns. And now you're starting from scratch because now you have to do all the things that you should have done prior. And once again, that's bad parenting because if you got parents around you or a support system around you that could tell you, yo, fuck what you talking about, because what you talking about gonna leave you fucked up. So you gonna do this whether you like it or not, because this is not gonna have you in a fucked up situation when you're older. But you got too many people cowering to their own impulse because instead of parenting, the easiest thing to do is just let it go. Let go and let God. God didn't tell you to let go though. So our impulsive society definitely plays into the hands of the rich and powerful, the wealthy and powerful, because think about it. You're teaching you yourself think being a consumer is the life. Being a super consumer makes you important, and you teach your kids to be super consumers to make them feel like they're important. But living a life that manufactures nothing. So you're always losing, you're never gaining. And when you teach that from generation to generation to generation, you leave generations, your generation and the next, to perpetually start from scratch because you're too busy doing you, but you didn't think of the entire picture. It's just what I think on that. Peace.